Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again, and this is my newly repaired m15x-r1. Last time we saw it, it was in a mangled state, but I've put it all back together. And now, we're going to figure out why the GPU isn't getting the drivers installed. A few videos ago, I showed it installing all the drivers but the video card driver. The video card in it right now is a Quadro FX 3700M. Obviously that is not meant to be in this machine. But what if we change it to something else? I think if I can flash or get a flash 3700M to a 9800M GT, then it would work. The problem is that this video card here does not stay stable as one, but the video card inside the M17X does stay stable at a 9800 MGT BIOS. So today we're going to be removing the video card in the M17X. First, we're going to be flashing it to it, and then we're going to remove it. I need a power supply. I found a power supply. So this shouldn't take long. Just gonna flash it to be a 9800 MGT. And then we'll take that card and put it into the M15X and see if it'll install the drivers. If not, then it has a guaranteed, this computer also has an 8600 MGT. And that 100% should work with the M15X. Let's go ahead and get this to a position where you can see it. Shut off this light, we don't need it. It's not displaying video until it gets to the login screen. I don't know why that is, but I guess it works. Alright, so I have flashed this computer many times before. We just gotta wait for it to boot all the way up, and then we get the flash in. So I'll see you once it's all done booting up. Alright, here we are, mostly booted up. It's in a good enough state to do it. And where is Device Manager? Here it is. Got to disable the Quadro in order to flash it. Sometimes that makes it so that it stays black and forces a restart. That's fine. It will restart with the Quadro disabled. In theory. I hate not having a backlit keyboard for this thing. Gonna shut it down to the start menu. And start it back up. And I'll get back to you once it's started up again. Alright, it's acting weird and not showing a display for some reason. It may be because of the 8600M inside of it, so let's remove the 8600M and flash the Quadro to a 9800M after that. Because even if we still get no display, I can do a blind flash. Okay, I've done it before. I can't do it now because I don't know what the system is recognizing as card number 1 and card number 2. Because if the Quadro is being seen as card number 1, then we could have a problem. And I'll see it once it's shut down. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Close that. Remove the power adapter with its 2 right angle adapters so that I could have it in that weird angle. And over she goes. You can see the mess of my workbench, but that's none of your concern. Taking this machine apart again. Oh boy. It should be as simple as taking out the 8600M GT and that'll be all she wrote. I only have one screw holding on this panel now. But that's all it needs. Alright, that's the 8600M GT out. I'm going to put the screw into the other holder on the video card. Battery back in. Cover back on. And there we go, we just performed surgery in a matter of minutes. Get the power supply thing back in order, plug her in, power up. Do we get a display now? Probably not, but that's fine. Let's see what happens. I'll get to you in a few minutes when I think it's fully booted up. Alright, that should be good enough. Now from here, let's see. Is it Control Shift Enter or Control Alt Enter? It's not doing any sound from me right now. Alright, I'm going to hope I have that correct there. Let's see, CD, NV flash, NV flash, index equals 0, -4, -5, -6. I think I messed it up. So let's backspace all that. NV flash. Index. Equals 0, -4, -5, -6, 90, 100 m-ROM. That's not doing any sounds for me. Why not? It wasn't starting up control, or not control, command prompt. I don't know why. It seemed to start up everything else fine. You heard Skype close and then Windows do the shutdown sound. One way I've been able to get video to show up in the past is by doing Control-Alt-Delete after post. Now I don't quite understand what's going on. What happened? M15X, why do you do this? How will it start up? The answer is loudly, so I'll be back in a minute to retry the blind flash. Alright, I think that's good. CMD. Control-Shift-Enter. What's going on? Am I not doing it right? Is it Control-Alt-Enter? Alright, I just tried that on another laptop. Control-Shift-Enter is the right way to do it. I don't know why it's not doing that, though. I have the other laptop right here. Laptop on a laptop, lapception. I don't know why it's not getting into command prompt. Not sure what other way to test this. I think the only way I could do something get to the desktop. Alright, I have no idea. I officially have no idea. Hard shutdown. Alright, let's try something else. Just turn from a video about fixing the m15x to another video of fixing the m17x. Wow, that got hot because I don't think that fan was running at all. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is work on... Yeah, that's way too hot. Just work on getting this thing to show any kind of picture. So I'm going to replace the Quadro with the 8600M and see if it'll show a picture with that. It should. Of course, you never know. Whew, that's hot. Yeah, that fan on that Quadro must not have been running at all. So the 8600M goes back in as the only card to see if it'll get any kind of picture with that. That Quadro must have been running at like 100C there. We're getting close to it. Upper 80s at least. Alright. Alright, let's go again. Let's try the Control-Delete trick. And now with that in there, it's not posting. The fan is running on that though, so that's some sign of life, I guess. It's not running fast, but it's running. Okay. Now I'm not getting anything on anything. Take it apart again. That's the only solution. And I add that Quadro back in as the slave card. See if that'll get it to at least post. If it'll post, then I can try that Control-Alt-Delete trick. I'm going to keep the 8600 MGT as the master. Does that cool down at all? Yes, it has. That's good. Didn't cool down a lot, but it cooled down. I can actually hold on to it now. Or hold on to parts of it. Down goes that. And there we go. Alright, try it again. Will you give me video? Will you post? Nope, no post. Okay, so it's doing something now. Okay, it's posting now. Let's see what happens. Or, I say it's posting. The numlock key is on, but that's about all the life it's giving. There's something. Huh. I'll give it a few more minutes to completely boot up, and then we'll try to flash it again, but I have no idea what the system is seeing anything as. What should the next step be? Okay, it's been a while. I haven't heard the Skype sound or anything, but whatever. First, I want to make sure that the start menu is actually working. So, hit the start key, and let's do fraps or something, because that requires administrator privileges. So, if I hit enter and it does that doo-doo sound for admin admin privileges, then I know something's working. Alright. I'm lost now. I don't know what to do. The only thing I can really do, it seems, is start menu right arrow to shut down. See? I don't know. The last thing I can do is steal the Quadro from the M15X, because it's a completely different card. It should boot up fine after that, in theory. Hopefully. That's the last thing we're going for. Let's try it. Alright, so the M15X is back. Kind of like I originally planned it to be, but not with the original intention. Well, kind of. We're still going to replace the video card, but we need to fix the M17X first. Alright, so first thing I'm going to remove on the M15X is the fan here. Then we can go about removing the video card heatsink. Just not wanting to come off. All the screws seem to be undone. There we are. Yeah, there was a very nice heat spread on the GPU heatsink there, and GPU die. So it would have run cool. Well, you know, I think. All right. This card now gets put onto this heatsink here. You can't see that. Let's make it so that you somewhat can. I could have sworn I had another thing here. Here we go. I just want someplace to keep the screws so that they don't disappear on me, because these screws are very hard to come by in my experience. So let's not lose them. Let's steal this. Put on that. Steal this. Put on that. Steal this. Put on that. This. On that. And this. On that. There we go. I'm just going to leave the... No, that's not right. Another dose of thermal paste for this. Let's remove, or not remove, just slide that away a bit so that I get a bit more space here for you to see and stuff. I gotta get toilet paper now. Alright, toilet paper required. The first thing I'm going to try is putting this Quadro into the M17X to see if that will get it to boot up. Because it can boot up with dual Quadros as Quadros. You don't need to flash it to be something weird in order just to get it to boot. If I can have this Quadro be the master, in theory, it'll boot up just fine, and we'll have the ability to flash the other one into a 9800M GT, and put the 9800M GT flash 3700M into the M15X and have it work, hopefully, all well. Because I would like to pre-flash it so that I can have it install the drivers and then have everything else work as planned on the M15X side. Hopefully. That's the plan anyways. Heatsink first, since that'll be easy. It's already pretty much cleaned. Then the video card. Video card will take at least a few passovers. Let's give it one more. There we go, squeaky clean. Let's try it off. Try off the heatsink. And then use a microfiber cloth to get the rest. Microfiber cloth will just make sure that there's no tiny dust-sized pieces of toilet paper or whatever you're using stuck to the die. That could start burning, and you don't want that. Alright, so what am I? Here it is. Now we just need to set it on top. Alright. I needed that to come off anyway, so thank you, gravity. Press down. Now we get the back plate. And now we start screwing her down. A little bit at a time. And that was close. That could have been very bad. I would have lost the screw and be, well, screwed. Screwing each of them in only a little bit at a time. Now I'm going to screw them in fully. Alright, so that's the Quadro, ready to go back into its home. Now, I need to get the M15x's Quadro out. Now I'll be right back. Alright, here it is, back once again. So like I said, 8600 MGT coming out. And the other Quadro going in as the master card. Oh my god, I hate that so much. There we go. Alright. Now the Quadro that is still a Quadro is the master card. Let's see what kind of results that gives us. Still no display here, but what happens when it does the thing? Because before, when it had the Quadro in it, as a Quadro, it didn't show display until it got to the Windows login. Still no display. And it shut down. I didn't tell it to shut down. What's going on? All I did was get the pliers out from under it. Yay, now we get display. Awesome. I have no idea what was happening before. Other video card fans aren't running, so I have to do this quickly. This is such a weird computer. Why does it do this to me? Just let me fool with the hardware you're not supposed to be using. And then make it look like hardware you're actually supposed to be using. Like, come on, it's not that hard. Not too much to ask for. Oh, wait. Yes, it is. It's like trying to fit a desktop card into a laptop. Although, apparently now, NVIDIA has actually done that with the 10 series, so, woo. Alright, we got no video. No drivers. What's going on? Screw off Steam. I don't need you. That is uncalled for. Since it does start up with display, let's just take out the other Quadro now. This will be, what, the 4th time taking out the video card in this system? Take out the Quadro, and then, the other Quadro, and then put that into the M15X, and then put the 8600 MGT back into the M17X to act as a fan or temperature sensor. Because by default, the Quadros do not have the fans optimized, or they can't do a thing. So first things first is removing the disabled Quadro and putting in the 8600 MGT. Work. Will that make it survive? Or make it survive past the boot process? Let's find out. Because now this is the same configuration it was in at the beginning of this video before I disabled that Quadro. With a Quadro as the master and the 8600 MGT as the slave to be the temperature detector and fan controller. We're just going to see if that's the case, if it'll shut down immediately after getting to the desktop, or if it'll all be wonderful now and work just as well as it did before, and it could play games really well because it runs at Quadro speeds and not 9800 MGT speeds. Do you still get display? Yeah, there we go. It did something. We'll display video now. Yeah, there we go. All it needed was a poke. Now the video card fans are actually running. Start Windows normally and hope for the best now. So yeah, note to self, do not disable a Quadro. Or at least not with it in this current configuration, or with whatever driver hack thing I put onto it before to try to get 2 Quadros to be an SLI. Now what is the Windows scheme going to be? Is it going to be basic, Aero? If it's Aero, that means the drivers are good. If it's basic, we need to do some driver hackery again. Or enable or disable something. If it's Aero, then hooray. Alright, that's not Aero. Yeah, shut up. I'll turn you down. Device Manager, what's going on with the video cards? Tell us before it shuts down, if it does. So the Quadro is just disabled, that's all it's showing. If I just enable that, will it be back up and running? Let's find out. We're going to let it start up again. I guess while it's starting up again, move your side here, point you down, and let's start working on this other Quadro here, getting it ready for the M15X. What I found out is that the Quadro actually is being detected by the system. It just won't install the drivers. Because I installed GPU-Z, and that showed all the shader cores and everything like that of the Quadro. It just wouldn't install the drivers. It doesn't need the drivers in order to be detected by MZ Flash and get everything like that situated. Alright, there we go. That was the cleanest GPU heatsink removal I have ever had. I'm not even going to lie. Alright, so until we can get something situated here. Yay! It's back to being Windows Aero. So this system's good to go. I fixed the M17X again. I'm just going to put the heatsink screws right back on. That was actually a very good, a very good spread of the thermal paste as well. Much harder to screw the things in without a video card to hold them in place. Who would have thought? M17X screen just went blank. Why? What are you doing, computer? Don't tell me you're being stupid. Because I don't want you to be stupid. I want it'd be cool. Don't tell me that this Quadro is bad at being a Quadro, because it's good at being a Quadro in the slave port. Not so good at being a Quadro as the main card. Why is that? I'm not entirely sure, but what are you going to do? Let's see if it'll... Oh, it's doing something. Doing something weird. Windows recovered from an unexpected shutdown. No way. I didn't know that. I'll just keep it posted if it does it again. For now, let's keep cleaning off this thing. Doing 4 different things at once. We're repairing an M15X. We're trying to see if we didn't brick an M17X. We're cleaning. Alright, and the M17X has done it again. Will it come back or will it restart? It's going to restart on us. Okay. So, yeah, you're done today. I'll figure out something to do with you. Now I'm just legit at a loss for words, because the Quadro I thought I got was in good condition is actually a bricked card, it seems, because it can't install the drivers on the M15X, and it can't stay running for more than 2 minutes on the M17X. The 8600 MGT is in there to act as the temperature sensor, so it's not overheating. Both of the video card fans were running. I'm not sure what to think anymore. I guess I'm going to stay on the lookout for another FX3700M. I'm going to am anyways, because I didn't like how the one in the M17X now did not like not being a Quadro. But apparently that has done something internally. I will try booting it up in safe mode. And see if that can get us at any different state. Okay, now we have no backlight. What's going on? Like, I can just barely see what I was looking at there. Every time I turn this computer on, there's a new problem. And I'm just still down here cleaning off this Quadro to get the M15X working, because that's my new main project. And yeah, can't see a darn thing. You can a little bit. You can see a little bit of something on there. The backlight is not working. Oh well, I'll just leave it running for a bit. See if it commits suicide. hopefully it doesn't. I would not like that. Let's focus our attention on the heatsink down here for now. If it explodes, I'll let you know. First thing I'm going to try to do with this Quadro and the M15X is see if it'll install the drivers, then see if it'll do the thing and not die on us. That is the main goal, have it not die on us immediately. And while the M15X is still running, it didn't stop yet. So maybe it is just driver related. There we go. Now let's put everything on to the video card here. Probably isn't necessary to put all of this on, but I do it anyways to make sure it will stay cool. Because it used to have issues overheating the 8800M GTX. I don't want that happening again. Or it used to do that when it was new. Yeah, all the thermal pads here look like they had a very good contact. That's good to know. Alright, well, let's go ahead and shut down the M17X again. And we'll figure this out another time. Let's finish the M15X so that now at least we don't have 3 different problems surrounding us at once. The 2 problems now are the M17X not staying alive and the M17X not liking one of the quadros. We obviously don't need either of those. come on. Stupid video card. Now that is nowhere near lined up. Perfect. Now that is somewhat lined up. Now we just screw it down. Wrong screw. There we go. Okay, now this can get some thermal paste. There we go. Slightly larger than average dot to ensure that all of it gets onto this copper center on this heat plate. Alright, now we start screwing them in. One, two, three, four. A little bit at a time now to give it a nice even heat spread. There we go. Now we just put the fan back in. And we should be good to go. Screw that one in a little bit. Move this way so you can see. Now we screw it back in all the way. Okay, that is in now. It's in just as good as the other Quadro was. Let's see if this screw will get all the way in there. Seems like no, so I'll just put it back over here where it was. Touch the battery back in, even though it's useless, because it's not detected by the system and it doesn't hold a charge. Or it could be only one of those, but either way, it doesn't work. Toss away all the bits of toilet paper. Now, the M15X will power up. Now right now it's going to boot into the integrated graphics mode. We will need to boot it into NVIDIA graphics, or restart into NVIDIA graphics, and see if it'll work right away. Video card fan is running. The BIOS forces it to always be on when it's not in stealth mode. Alright, so FN and F7. It'll now reboot into NVIDIA mode, or ATI. This could hold an ATI 3870 if you wanted it to. It had the choice to have either or. From what I hear, the 3870s are a lot more reliable than the old NVIDIAs. Alright, it gets displayed. That's step 1. It seems so much faster with a working hinge, somehow. Now, the only downside is the Alienware name still doesn't work. I tried it already. Alright, it's obviously in standard basic mode colors, because I did not get the drivers to install yet. Downloads. Oh, right, I need to go get the NVIDIA drivers. Alright, well, I'm not going to have a video of me just downloading the drivers, so I'll get back to you once they're done downloading. Alright, it's done. Let's open up. Now let's see if it'll recognize. If not, I'm going to have to pull the NV flash files from the M15X with no backlight. So I can flash it to be a 9800 MGT. If it'll even work with it not even being seen by the BIOS install. Or whatchamacallit, driver install. Yep, could not continue still. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I will see if the M17X will give me backlight, and I will get the files I need. If not, I'm going to have to make do with no backlight and still get the files. This is going to hurt. Alright, I got the files. It did display a backlight this time. There we go. Alright, NV flash is there. Cool. let's remove the flash drive. Toss it aside. And now, let's do the command prompt things. To see this command prompt, we'll see this as a quadro, or if it'll even see it at all. So you're going to get in at a horrible angle, but for me, I can see. Can I tilt this back at all? Yes, I can. Awesome. It's a miracle. The super loose hinge is working. Alright, it's only seen the quadro. So, -4, -5, -6, and the BIOS name, since I can look it up right here, is 9800m.rom. Alright, there we go. Alright, update successful. I'm going to exit that. Now before I restart, I'm going to get the GeForce drivers, so I'll let you know when I got those downloaded. Alright, shut down. I need to make sure the video card fan is running. Because it stopped running when I tried to test if it would do a thing. Video memory 1 GB, that's good. Alright. Should be good to start up now. Alright, that's some sign that something went correctly, right? Let's get you up to full resolution before the camera battery dies again. Standard VGA graphics. Perfect. Thank you, computer. Keep changes. Alright. No, I didn't mean to. Come on, close. Quickly, quickly, quickly. There we go. Whew. Old Internet Explorer opened. As you may remember, that is a god-awful nightmare. So if it's not going to be seen as a GeForce card this time, I don't know what to do. At least with it now as a GeForce, I could put it back into the M15X and not worry about anything, right? Hopefully? Yeah, probably not. Come on, old computer, you can do it. I know pre-dell Alienware wasn't great to you, but come on, you're better than this. Right? That's taking a long time to unzip there. Maybe that means it's a good thing. Alright, now we wait. If it will install, then hooray, we're done. If it won't install, then I need to figure out something else. I have no idea what the condition of the system stealth mode is. All I know is that the video card fan is running, and that's what I need to do. Because a Quadro flashes an M800M, even in the M17X with its much bigger heat sinks, runs pretty warm. So the fans have to keep running on in the M15X here. Checking system compatibility, moment of truth. Took forever to get to this point. It's not getting to CPU temps. Why isn't core temp running? Oh, whatever, we'll worry about that later. Come on, will you detect the 9800M and let me do the thing? I want this computer to at least run good. Running on the base Intel graphics is horrible. If it can't game without overheating, so be it. I just want this to be a YouTube machine. And be a little school computer. Come on, the camera battery doesn't have much longer. It's on 1 bar. It has a little bit of a red bar after that, but we don't want that. Come on. Oh. Looks like I did have the Quadro graphics before anyways, because it's on the desktop. I'm so smart. Still checking compatibility. What are you checking? Are you checking if it's a computer? If it's got the video card installed? Yes, it sees it. Or it sees something. I don't care what it sees, but let's see it. Express install. This may take forever, so I'm going to cut recording here and see when it's done, hopefully. Alright, and it's finished installing. We're going to restart now. And then I'll get a GPU meter and we'll see where the temperatures stand. So will it start up correctly? Will it blue screen? Will it crash immediately? We're going to find out right now. Or as soon as it restarts. I'm going to put this back. Taking its time, but that's fine. Alright, let's see what happens. Moment of truth. It gets a picture, that's good. Starting Windows. It's pushing a lot of air out the back, that's very good to see. That's what I need to do for this hot running card. Blue screen on startup. Okay. DXGKRNL.system. So what does that mean? I want to take a picture of that. Unexpected shutdown detected. That's cool that it does that. Now was that a random blue screen? Or could it have been something with the graphics card? I'm going to guess it's something with the graphics card. There's not really much else it could be. Watch it start up and work perfectly fine. Probably not though. Yay. Okay, got a picture. Let's get into safe mode and boot onto the Intel graphics. Just doing this thing. I wonder if it'll launch Command Center in safe mode. Or at least the on-screen display. Because that is what's needed in order to run the thing. To swap the graphics. We're going to find out. FN F7. It didn't bring up the on-screen display. Perfect. I'm going to restart, or should probably shut down, and boot up holding the right click. I've been told that lets it start up with the integrated chip. Let's see if that is in fact the case. I'm going to hold the right click down the entire time on the boot up. If I have to remove the video card, I'll be a little bit pissed off. It's doing something. Alright, it's booted up. Alright. Something happened, but that's fine. I need to get to device manager so that we can see what chip it's trying to run on. Alright, on-screen display is telling me, what? I didn't call for this, get out of here. No, screw off. Alright, 9800 MGT, let's see why it is disabled, or having issues. Device stopped working because it has reported problems. Okay, cool. Well, not cool, but you know. It's telling me something. We're going to reboot into integrated mode and let it work like that until we can figure something out. I would love to get it to run on a Quadro, but obviously it's not going to let me. If it would let it run on the Quadro driver, it's guaranteed it would, or almost guaranteed, it would work pretty darn well, because the Quadro drivers, at least on the M15X, they let the card slow down to its base 135 megahertz. With the GeForce drivers, or GeForce BIOS, I found that it always ran at 500 megahertz, making it run really warm. I'm not sure if that was a stability issue or just the drivers are flashing or doing all that above. And oh my god. There are some like weird artifacts at the top of the screen. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, definitely not a good thing, but is there a bad thing? We'll do that with it in this mode. Come on, get to the desktop, let me find out. What am I running on? Alright, we're running on some video card. Internal mode, that's what the on-screen display is showing. And yay, there we go. We're running on Intel. We're back to where we started with a Quadro and the machine not working. Oh well. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. It's probably been another very long and unnecessary one. Most of it focusing on the M17X of all things, when I wanted it to be on the freshly repaired M15X. But you can't really get it all, can you? I'm going to shut it down here and just let it cool down, settle down for now. And that's it. Thanks, Gameboy. I will see you in the future. Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again, and I'm back with the m15x-r1. Last video, or last time we looked at a computer, we looked at this, trying to see if we can get a Quadro FX 3700M flash as an M800MGT to work. Although that turned more into a fix the M17X again video than it did the M15X. But it eventually turned into the M15X video, and we found out that, alright, it's cooled off. We found out that it blue screens upon installing the drivers for the video card. So, we're going to take out this video card and put in a video card that this system actually came with. We're going to put in the 8600 MGT, and since this is flashed as a 9800 MGT, it will work in the M17X now, and hopefully cancel that system dying, because it would start up, but then it would just restart all of a sudden. So yeah, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, because I know I've done 2 1-hour videos on this already, and did that kill with heat pad? No, it didn't. Awesome. Thank you, thing. Alright, we're going to leave that as is for now. Take out the Quadro. I think what I'll do is skip putting it into the M17X, since we've seen that about 20 times already. I'm not even kidding. So there's the Quadro. There's the back plate for the Quadro. I'm gonna leave it right about there. And now I'm gonna get the 8600 MGT out. So I'll be right back. Alright, it's been a few minutes. Let's shut down and see if it'll reboot into Windows with a display of any kind. If it still has no display, then I'm just going to have to stick with the integrated chip. I'll keep the 8600 MGT in there, just to have it in there, and it won't run too hot or too loud. So, still getting no display on startup, but maybe in Windows, like the M17X, it'll work fine. Maybe. No, we're still getting no display. At least it's getting to Windows, so I can just hit F7 or FN F7, select yes, and have it restart into integrated mode. FN F7, and we should be good. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, it worked. So now, back to square one, or square two. We fixed the back panel, that was square one. Square two is fixing the GPU issue. Let's see if it'll get display and go into Windows fine. And I guess that'll be the end of this video. Yeah, it gets display. So I have no idea why it's doing this. One, I don't know why the 8600 MGT is not working in any computer. I thought I bought it brand new, but apparently it was DOA from the start, since it's not working in any computer, and yeah, it seems like we're working fine now. Hooray. We're in. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and shut down. If you guys enjoyed this video, it's a bit shorter than the last few about video cards and computers, then please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Game Boy. I will see you in the future. hopefully with this thing working.